So
Getting real.
as we're messing up, we're learning what to do. So we pretty much at this point got that figured out. What we still haven't fully figured out at this point is lures and baits and hooks. And I mean, we've gotten to where we know, what the differences are and relatively when you throw them, but that's what we want to get good at is you look at the water, you look at the sky, you check the temperature, and you're like, okay, I'm going to throw this versus just, oh, this is what I think is going to work.
Yeah, we want to try this color because it look good.
We want to know what's going to work. And so this is where we've invested probably way too much money, but that's how you learn. And so the first thing that I got was that small tackle box that came with my ugly stick.
Oh yeah, I forgot that thing came with it.
And it had a couple of decent things, it turns out, but I didn't know anything. He had a bunch of hooks like loose hooks. He didn't even know what size they were. You still have them?
Oh, of course I do.
And so yeah, he just was like, these are some hooks, and I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't know what we were doing. So whenever we got to lake for the first time as Skinner, you can see us on the bench, like I'm tying something up, and that's literally something. I don't know what it was. He taught me turns out, an improved clinch knot. And I'm sitting there trying to tie that, and he's tying his off, and we're using like way too big a hook, but definitely gotten way better at plastics and artificials and inline spinners. I've gotten it down to where I've separated each thing, and I've just now realized I forgot my catfish one. So how I have this separated, this one is my trout / panfish setup.
But you said, hold on, because here's one of the things that happened with us was we didn't know that we needed different stuff for different species, but not only for different species, but for different times of the year.
No idea.
No clue. So we started buying stuff, but we didn't know, we didn't even know what we were going to find when we went fishing. Like, we didn't even know.
Oh yeah.
There was trout, or if it was bass, or if it was bluegill, or if it was a shark. We didn't know.
The reason I started getting trout stuff is because the fish I saw in the water I thought were trout. So I was like, hey, I need to get some trout stuff. So I, of course, did 50 hours of research on what do you need for trout. So I got some power bait. I got the different types of power bait. I got the mouse tails. I got the treble hooks. I got the smaller hooks for the regular hooks. And then whenever we went to Dixon, I learned from Jake that he was running, what was it, a 6? Yeah, it was a 6. Just regular bait holder. And so after that, I did all this research on that. So now, shoot, I have every, I got a 6, an 8, an octopus, a Aberdeen. I got, all the good stuff, man. But it's just, you kind of learning as you go along. And he picked it up a little bit better than I did as far as the fish species. But I didn't know what. Yeah. I was like, okay, so I'll get that. And then at the same time, I was like, oh, they like lure, or was it spinners? So what did I do? I went and bought all the spinners, baby. I got rooster tails, panther martins, bait casters, blue foxes, and then I met this older cat who told me I needed to get some Rapala countdowns, so I got some Rapala countdowns, man. And then this is actually some of the stuff that came with my box. I still don't know how to use those. So what did you start with?
For me, it was kind of crazy because I went fishing with my girlfriend's family to Tennessee, and that was for a few years back. And I didn't have anything, so I bought a whole bunch of hooks that it didn't make sense at all at the time. So I started with I have octopus hooks and I had circle hooks of all different sizes and colors that you can imagine. But that's all I found in Walmart. That was like, I just saw it cheap and I bought it. Just bought a whole bunch of them. But when we finally started getting information and trying to figure things out, the first thing that I did was I got some drop shot hooks. That's what I started with. It was a drop shot. I got some cylindrical weights and got some of the Seaman, a couple different colors of the Seaman, the trick shots from Seaman.
I need to get some of those.
And I started with that, and
not that I don't have enough, but I need some.
And then looking at it, I kept going on my research, and at that point I was like, okay, well, so you got the technique of drop shot, and then immediately I came across the Texas rig. And to be honest, he likes weird rigs and stuff. I love the Texas rig. I don't know why, but it's just one, it feels easy to me to set up, and two, it's just I have a way I can change how fast or how slow I can go down. I can work the way I want it widthless, or I can want it with the hook exposed. I can use worms, I can use creatures, I can do so many different things with one rigging that I was like, I gotta figure this out. So I started getting into like everything that I could find. Now, one thing was that for the longest period of time, I shopped everything was at Walmart. So whatever I was getting was at Walmart. So they had a crazy discount on Google and stuff, and I just bought tons of it. Just tons of Google baits, like different same things, different colors, lunker lugs. I got the Croaking Crawls, Mondo Worms, Bandito Box in pretty much every single color. I just went bananas. But I also got some net rig stuff. And funny enough, which a lot of people, they're like, well, where are you going with one brand? Well, this is what is being, one, in a decent price, and two, in front of me. Because as a dog hunter, I take care of my gear a lot. But it's different. You have decoys. When you're done, you pack them up, you go home. Fishing, you're gonna lose a lot of lures. And my brain still in that process of it's okay. You're gonna lose them, and it's gonna be all right. But like, I'm terrified of spending $15 on a lure, and then line breaks, or the fish is taken with it, and then it's gone. But it's gonna happen regardless. It don't matter. So I got pretty much everything that you can imagine.
Really into soft plastics.
Oh, hardcore. I got creatures. I went with Zoom. I got Yamamoto.
Yeah, I'm really boring. I have all Yamamoto, Gary Yamamoto, and I have the 5-inchers. And then since I've been learning about colors, I have pretty much every color for every situation, and I run a pretty boring Texas rig with these, but it's usually a 2/0 EWG with an 1/8 inch pegged with a 5-inch Gary Yamamoto Senko.
And that's what got me at least going when I started realizing that soft plastics can be applied in so many different ways. You can drop shot, you can Texas rig it, you can net rig it, you can jig them, you can do a lot of things. You can wacky rig them. There's so many other techniques that you can use.
Neko.
Yeah, there's so many things. And The funny thing is, all of this started happening just because we look at the back of a package.
This one right here. Oh wait, no, that's yours. But it's
the same thing.
It's the same.
We look at the back of a package, and the funny thing is, that day I remember clearly we're in a sportsman's warehouse, and the guy said something that it was what fine-tuned my research. Well, you gotta find out what the fishes do. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, they're swimming. Like, what do you mean what they're doing? Well, turns out that by the time that you start actually literally understanding fishing, you become a behavioralist. Because it's a pattern. You just try to break that pattern and try to figure out what they do when they're in that pattern. Are they eating, or are they guarding their beds? Are they swimming towards where they're going to be mating, or they are just stagnant in a spot trying to stay in cooler water? Are they on the deep side of the water? It's a lot of information that, unless you are nose on, or unless it's being passed to you by a family member, there's no way for you to know the first day that you go to Walmart to buy a rod all of this.
No.
Now, this is the problem that I see with fishing. One is addictive. Right away. Once you get the bug, it's over. But the most important part is, well, I don't need this yet. Well, I don't need that much bait yet. So what you're going to be using during summer might not be the same that you're going to be using during winter. What you're going to be using during fall is not going to be the same as you're going to be using during summer. What might work today in this particular lake with these particular conditions might not be the same thing that is going to work tomorrow with the same exact conditions. Today they might be buying a buzz bait white, but then I go tomorrow and I throw a buzz bait white and they don't buy them. But they might buy the black one or the blue one, or they might buy the worm. So only having one option chunks out so much of your opportunities. And it's crazy. And it's super crazy just to think that when you see those bass competitions and you see these guys having, I remember asking myself before I started fishing, why did you need 30 packages of the same thing? Why did you need, now I know.
I saw this guy the other day, and he opened up his compartment. He literally had like 30 of these Planos, and all of them had different top waters, different plastics, different spinners, and I'm just
they were all different.
Yo,
it's crazy.
And you need, because you could have one thing. Like I have this, all this is a 5-inch Senko, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors. But each one of these colors represents the conditions, the weather up above the water, the type of fish you're going after. And so you've got to have all this stuff. And this is not even I forgot a couple of things that I don't have.
This is not even a quarter, but for me, in the way he's more organized when it comes to separating everything, me, it's a little bit more difficult for me because I'm also gearing up for hunting season, and it gets really expensive really quickly. And for me, was once we've thought that we saw some trout, I just got some power bait, just a regular traditional thing. I got some garlic scent,
which will be good in the fall and the spring, but right now we don't have any reason to fish for trout.
I got some the floating trout magnets. I had quite a few things. Now, I was talking earlier about why do I have just only Guggens, which is not the only thing that I have. I got quite a different rubber worms. I got striking, Guggen, seaman. I got Yamamoto. I got all kinds of stuff. Funny thing, that with the exception of the bluegill that I caught at Dixon, the 2 bites that I had, the 2 hook-ons that I had, the first one broke on a net rig with a semen hook and a Guggen Squad rattling net. The second hook that I had that was last week was on a regular, it's a 1.0 white gap hook, Bandito Guggen Squad. And I'm telling you, we threw a lot of stuff. We threw a lot of stuff, and we're talking that in the same vicinity that you see in the video, in the same area, we will both switch baits at least 2-3 times before we move on to another spot. And I'm telling you, I threw different stuff, and funny enough, the 2 times that I had hooks, fish hooked on, it's been on Guggen baits. Does it mean that it is because of the bait? I don't know, but that's just a fact that it happened. But one thing that I haven't messed a lot with is being the whacking. I haven't messed too much with that. I haven't touched the Carolina rig at all.
You need a bait caster to do it.
I never even.
I tried it, but I didn't have a bait caster, so I couldn't reel it in quick enough.
I saw the amount of elements, and I'm really simplistic. The least amount of stuff that I had to put into it, the better for me, particularly. But
I'm the opposite. I love putting all that crap on.
Before he jumped into all his craziness, when we figured out about the lures, then yeah, we got into inline spinners. I got rooster tails, the panthers, I got crickets, I got roaches, I got all kinds of stuff, which reminds me, I'm gonna try to make some games for trout with duck feathers. Yeah, I'm trying to mess up some stuff like that. It might not work, but yeah, I still gotta try. But I started before you. I started with the, like I was like, okay, what is the point with all these things? And I remember that the first thing that I got me was a couple of different lures that wasn't soft plastic or anything like that. And I got my girlfriend got me a frog, which is the guy that we had to rescue. Anthony. And I got, when I was in Tennessee, funny enough, the only thing that I bought when I went to Tennessee was a lure that looked just like this. And it's just
spinner.
It's just a spinner with 2 blades in it. And that I took it with me to Tennessee, and I remember I threw the thing and I threw a thing and I walked around and nothing ever happened. All until one day I'm sitting on a freaking kayak and I cast the thing out and I feel a bite. I feel something and I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel something else, and immediately my rod just goes down. And the kayak started moving on its own. And I hooked a pipe on that thing. Logically, the line wasn't set up. Nothing was set up for that thing, but it wasn't the thing. So when he broke the line and he took the hook with him. And as soon as I came back, I got out of the plane. The first thing that I did was go to Walmart and buy another one. Because I was like, if I ever go back to Tennessee, I'll try it again. But now I know how to use it. So, and I have all kinds of different stuff when it comes to lures. I got top water, I got swimmers, I got chatterbaits, I got jig heads.
And we recently got into top waters.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's been into top waters, but now we like even your boy got some top waters.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff. We actually, funny enough, without talking to each other, we bought pretty much the same thing. And once again, Walmart, which it is cool and it's awesome that you can go to Walmart and get quite a few things. Versatility. There's not that many different things, but there's enough to get you going.
Yeah, quite a bit.
But I got to the point where I'm starting to look at things that are really particular, that I need just for really particular situations, and sometimes Walmart don't. So you have to go to something a little bit more specialized. Like I was looking for a micro lure. Walmart had a couple, and I ended up getting a couple different micro lures. But then I found a weighted rattling micro lure. Super tiny. You can get bluegill with the thing. You can get trout with the thing. You can get bass with the thing. You can get anything. So I got a couple of different things, but I didn't find that at Walmart. I had to go somewhere else more specialized. But this is where we are. I think that the biggest challenge that we had at the beginning was trying to figure out why there is so much stuff. And it was, to me, it was redundant to a point. I was just like, well, there's no need for these many things. But now it started to fall together. As I said, it's not only the color, but it's also the application. You brush versus not brush, rock bottom versus algae bottom. There's so many different variables. Are the fish eating top water? Are the fish eating mid column? Where are the fish sitting? Are they in the bottom? Are they in the top? Are they in deep water? So all of these situations and all those variables can be tackled maybe with one or two different techniques, but you're not going to be 100% efficient. You're going to have to do it, which brings me to one thing that I heard the other day. If you had to pick right now one lure or one particular technique that you want to master because you love how it looks or how it works, what would you go with? If you had to pick anything that you have here and be like, I need to be great at this and I'm gonna work it.
That I have here or that I just want to do?
That you just want to do.
Carolina rig.
Carolina rig?
But I don't have a big.
But that's your thing?
Yeah, that's like what I want to do. Because a lot of those guys, I watched all the Bill Dance videos and all those cats, and they, I guess a guy, one of the Bass Masters in like the 80s is when it got popular because he won with using a Carolina rig. So it runs on the bottom. So that's why I was just like, that's stupid. Who's gonna, like, how does that even work? Now it makes sense. But I don't, the thing is if you get a bite on it, you have to reel it up really quick because you have a super long leader. But you can't do that on a spinning rod. You have to have a bait caster and a heavy one because usually when you're pulling something from that low, you have to pull it hard. So yeah, if I have to answer that question, it'd be one I have not even, no, I tried the Carolina rig. It's just, it doesn't work properly on a spinning reel.
For me, I think that particularly it will be drop shot in Texas rigs. Those are my things. Swing jigs and stuff like that. I have quite a few weedless, and that forced me to buy. There we go. Buy swimmers. To use them as
trailer.
I use them as trailers. So, and I have quite a few different trailers for different applications. To be honest, the few times that I have thrown these guys, it's kind of interesting. I know the principle, and pretty much you can fish them in so many different ways, but it's weird. I feel really weird with this. It's probably because I'm used to throw mostly plastics, and it's a particular feel. But I read not long ago that through the process of your life experience as a fisherman, you will pick technique, get good at it, and then you move to the next one, and then you move to the next. It's not like, okay, this is what I like, I love this, and this feels great to me, and you stay there forever. No, it's an arsenal that you build slowly, and that's what we're doing. We're building an arsenal of all our lures, rods, line, but more importantly, the experience that comes with getting all this stuff. And this is funny that we know all this information, and yet we aren't catching that much fish. And the time will come, and I just feel that like every day that we go out and it's not a loss. It's just another day of gaining more information and another point to go and research it.
Plus all those lakes, we live in California, and there's not a lot of places to fish around here, so every single day,
Well, freshwater at least.
yeah, freshwater. Every single day, I mean, these lakes are being fished by at least like 40 or 50 people every single day. So it's like these fish are seeing all this stuff, and they see these sweet lures. Like, yeah, I saw one of those yesterday. You know, they don't care. So you have to, at that point, you got to know when and where to run a lot of these. And so even though we're not catching things, when we get to a point where we're able to go somewhere where it's not as pressured, better watch out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be explosive. For me, I feel that the struggle that I'm having right now is that I'm completely terrified of putting pressure on my hook sacks. Every time that I have to set my hook, I'm terrified that I'm gonna be way too explosive with it, and I'm gonna break the line, and that opportunity is gonna be gone. Or I will either fall out of the boat and fly out with rod and everything, or that something is going, the fish is gonna let that lure go, and that thing, because by experience I already know how fast the thing comes out of the water, and the last thing that I need is a jig flying at your eyeball at 30 miles an hour, because that's not gonna be any good. So I think that my struggle at the moment is learning how to set up my hook and how to reel these guys in, confident enough that we're not gonna have a loss. There's gonna be a fish that's gonna speed out and they're gonna break the line, and that's just part of the game. I'm just trying to figure out how much pressure is too much pressure when it comes to setting up. Where do you think that you're struggling the most?
Everything. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I have an idea, but I've only been out 9 times.
Yeah, we've been doing this just 9 days.
So it's not.
And not consecutive.
Yeah, this has like been over like a 4-month period, and so it's not like I'm getting angry. I mean, yeah, it's depressing to go home and not have anything, and people are like, "Did you catch anything?" And I'm like, "No." And then everybody has their, "Oh, well, you should have used this." It's like, well, go out there and try it with us. You've seen the videos, you know, like, let's see you do it. So for me, it's not like I don't know, I'm just kind of going with the flow. Because if I sat there and, you know, felt like, you know, I'm not doing this or not doing that, I wouldn't even go out, because I don't know. I've had 0 rewards so far. At least he's actually hooked one. You know, I haven't even had. I've had some nibbles. I know they were nibbles, and actually the last time we went out, I'm like pretty doggone sure I had one because I saw it go down. But I think what he did is he swam underneath a log or something, because then it got caught. So I think they maybe have spit it out, or he got caught or something. I don't know. So no, I'm still going with the flow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just one day at a time.
I'm nothing but problems, especially spending problems. Spending way too much. Because it's nickel and dime, man. You're like, oh, let's go buy a couple power baits, and then I'll buy a couple of these, and then, you know, what's like $5-10 here, you know, is like, you know, a couple $100 a couple months later, you know. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun with my friend, and that's all that matters. But it would be nice to eventually catch a fish.
Sardine, bluegill, whitegill,
Did
any.
you see the size? You'll probably show it on the screen. The size of that bluegill he caught. That thing's insane. It's huge.
And it's funny because I was watching a video the other day, and the guy pulled out a bluegill that made the one that I got out put to shame. That thing was huge. But it's it is not just the investment, it's the people and how you choose to get this life. And I'm glad that I'm doing this with Crazy Matt. This has been so far the funniest, craziest, depressing, most expensive period of time that we have.
This dude gets frustrated.
Yeah, I get hot quickly.
I have to keep calm, like, cause I want to get that hot too. But if there's two people getting that hot,
oh yeah,
we'll just kill each other. So
I get hot because I don't have he has patience. My level of patience is really low. Yeah, that's how we started. That's where we are. That's how we got there. If you guys have any questions, please let us know down in the comments. If you guys have any suggestions, once again, hit us down in the comments. Every time that you see all these boxes out, we didn't buy these on the same day.
No.
This is a 4-month process of, okay, this is what this is what this works with, that might be beneficial. This is what this is, and from this is.
Yeah, we don't even have our bags on camera.
Oh yeah, we don't have the bags. We don't have all the rods.
We don't have the rods.
We don't have like.
I forgot some of my other one. Like I don't have my catfish one. Like, my carp. That's soon. Soon. That's in spring. Coming for you.
All of this, I haven't even used. We just got all of these like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. As I said, if you guys have any questions, you guys have any suggestions, or simply enough you guys want to say how insane we are, please write it down below in the comments.
Yeah, say something. Come on, man.
Yeah,
don't be afraid.
Just say something.
Help us.
Matt will answer all the questions. But there we go. That's what we got so far. And this, yeah, probably in the next 4 months, this is gonna triple.
Well, double.
Yeah.
I'm running out of money.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, at least you're buying only for fish, and I'm buying also for dog hunting too. So there you go, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time the dummies get together for fishing or whatever other shenanigans that we're going to be getting into. And we will see you in the next one. And the next one is pretty short. Matt.
Pancho out.
Pancho out, man.
Matt Pancho. Pancho out.
Pancho is Matt. Later.